Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is a review for the iFi on-the-go USB cable. This particular variant is the USB-C connector. They also have one for micro, and on the side of the box, I don't know if you can see it because of the low contrast, but there's USB-C and then a little dot, and then there's the micro, and the little dot isn't checked, so if the label isn't on it, it's also on the side of the box. It's a nice little cable that they sent over, and I was wondering, cable, why would I review this? And it actually kind of makes sense, because for me, I just want my equipment to work, and that's kind of the point of any type of connector. So before I go any further, I am not talking about headphone cables or microphone cables. It's a completely different type of transfer and audio quality and everything. So, when I say that, whether you go out and you buy, a high-end, designer cable for your USB on the go, it doesn't make a difference. That's because I'm talking about USB on the go. It's a digital connection, ones and zeros. The ones and the zeros cross, or they don't. And, in my opinion, I'm sure that there are people who feel differently about it, but I just, again, down in the comments, please don't, blast me for saying that cables don't make a difference, and then you start telling me about how your Audi sounds so much better when you upgraded the cable. Not talking about that. This is only for on-the-go USB cables. So I wanted to do a review for this because I kind of realized I don't consider myself an equipment snob or anything, but even from day one, this is a custom-made cable that I had made for my media player. And why did I do this as opposed to just going onto eBay or Amazon and just getting a cheap one? Because I wanted good connectors, and I wanted good anchoring so that the cable wouldn't separate from the housing, and I wanted a good, strong, and durable sleeve because I throw this in my go bag, and I've got medical equipment in there, I've got high-end electronics, a lot of things with sharp edges, and cabling like this, it's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but this is prone to getting cut and snagged and torn, and if you leave the cable, crimped like this, you will get stress, and then it can, eventually crack. Cables of this quality don't have that, and now this is my own hodgepodge thing that I'd put together, but between my phone and my DAC, I wanted something that was better quality than this, so I had this done, and it suits the purpose. It's fine, but it's kind of janky and it's not exactly practical. So when I go and hook this up in my bag, while it works, I've got this now, and that's lots of play to catch on something or get tangled up in something, plus it just looks really kind of ratchet. So this is really great because the iFi is purpose made for this. It directly connects your DAC to your USB phone, and it's nice, it's short, it's elegant, and again, quality. I don't have to worry about bending of the cable. I don't have to worry about crimping or cracking or anything like that. And again, sitting in my bag, I don't have to worry about this being easily cut or snagged on something and the cable failing. Because while yes, it's just a cable, no matter how good your phone is or your tablet is, no matter how good your DAC is, if this breaks, these don't talk. And now you've got really expensive paperweights. So I really appreciated Lawrence and the crew sending this over to me to evaluate. And honestly, when I took this out of the box, basic box, and it's the little things that make me smile. An actual thank you. The tray that it comes in has little stays here, so you can put it back in and it'll actually stay in place so you don't have it rattling around in the box. So, again, thinking about on the go, things not rattling is always good. Also in the box, you have, your easy step instructions there. And with all iFi, or at least all iFi that I've ever seen, your warranty, your T&C. And bottom line is, it's a good, solid, nice cable. And while I'm not OCD about, my cables and my equipment having matching logos, but as I hold it upside down, it is kind of cute to see iFi, and then, when you also look at the cable, it also says iFi. It's not important, but it is a nice to have. To me, it's not important. So here's the thing. You get a cable, and it sits in your bag for God knows how long, and then, here I have a Galaxy Note 8. The Galaxy Note 9 is out, and this has been, very likely sitting in the same orientation with the same bend in the cable for months on end. And then you get a new phone, and then you do this, and you get your new phone, and then you put it right back. When you do that, you don't want this to have any cuts or breaks in it. You just want it to work. This is mine. Bought this when the iFi iDSD was first out. It's even got a low serial number. I'm not going to show it, obviously. But, same thing for the black label. So you swap this out, put in the black label. XDSD came out, swap this out, put in the XDSD. It's not what I travel with. This is what I travel with. But when I am out with other people and they want to A/B, hey, I want to listen to this versus my, Chord Mojo or my iFi, whatever model. Again, plug, unplug, cable you don't have to worry about. And when the next version after the XDSD comes out, I have every confidence that this cable will still be fully functional and doing everything that it needs to do. Again, good solid fittings. There's no space in there. It's definitely anchored, so you don't have to worry about this pulling out. And I have had cables where just the tip is sitting in my bag because the solderings have come off and it just came off. And this is definitely well attached. And the actual, what you can't see, the actual cable inside is reportedly, obviously I can't see it, I'm not going to cut it apart, but reportedly it is pure OFHC continuous cast copper. So again, good flexibility, but also good strength and good reliability. And again, does that mean that your audio is going to sound any better? I don't believe so, but it's the difference between hooking up your equipment and being on the road and having audio, and then it moves like this and then you don't. And then it moves back and you do. And then it moves like that and you don't. I don't want to sit and fiddle with this in order to have my audio work. I just want it to work. And that's why I'd rather do something like this than one of those eBay or Amazon, buy 5 for $25, knockoff overseas cables. I've gotten some real winners where the fittings inside are, they just bargain basemented and just, crimp this together, and this is barely holding together. And then the fittings on the actual male tip here, it's not even flush, or they don't even close all the way, and the connections aren't good and solid. And then I've had ones that are fine. But again, I'd rather spend, and by the way, when I looked this up today on Amazon, this is 15 bucks. I'd rather spend 15 bucks and have a good, purpose-driven, nice-looking cable that is going to outlast, this phone, the next phone, the next phone, or tablet. If I decide to, upgrade tablets, when this tablet's gone, then I put in the next one, and this cable will still be in service. I don't have to worry about it. I have high confidence that when I go and spend money on this, that I'm not going to not have performance because of this. And that's it. So that is my review of the iFi on-the-go USB cable. Again, this is the Type-C variant. And again, many thanks to Lawrence and the crew over at iFi. Them being willing to send equipment out like this for us to take a look and give opinions on allows people to get a good informed basis to make their decisions on before they plunk down their money. And I think that's important. So thank you all very much and take care.